Welcome friends, welcome back to the kitchen. This is a recipe that I'm kind of sad that I'm making. We're going to do a meatball and rice pilaf dish. There was a restaurant here local to us, family-run restaurant, that made a dish like this. And I'm sad that I now have to make it at home, but because of COVID, they have gone under. So I'm left trying to figure out how to make this at home. So we're going to start out with ground beef, an egg, and some of our homemade Ras El Hanout spice mix. I'm going to put in a little bit of pepper and some salt. And then I'm going to grate in one onion. Which grater do I use? This one. Let's try this one. I think that's about all the grated onion I can take. My eyes are watering. So I'm going to end it there. Get most of this into the bowl, or as much as I can into the bowl. Now, they made this in their kitchen in the back in a giant Hobart mixer and really beat that meat down to a really fine consistency. So I know I could do it in one of the KitchenAid mixers I have, but I'm going to use a wooden spoon and just go old school and see how it comes together. So just keep mixing till the meat is almost a really fine paste. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to make these into little meatballs. Now sometimes they would come out and they'd be tiny little patties, kind of like that 1930s recipe we did a little while back. But I think I'm looking for actual meatballs. So wet my hands, a little scoop of meat, and I'll roll those into balls. About that size. Now, I'm going to stick these in the fridge for an hour or two, just to let them chill down and come together before I cook them and move on to the rest of the dish. But you could stick this in the freezer and freeze these and then transfer them to a sealed container and keep them for up to a month probably before you cook them. So this is something you could do on the weekend and then make a quick weeknight meal later on. Okay, I've got a cast iron brazier here on sort of medium-high heat. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of olive oil. I've got the meatballs from the fridge, and I just want to gently fry them off in the olive oil. Get them browned on all sides and kind of cook them maybe half to 2/3 of the way through. Just shake them around, turn them over, get them brown on all sides. Now, the oven is preheated to 350 degrees because we will be putting the rice dish in there. Okay, these look about right, so I'm going to pull them out and set them aside. Okay, now you want about 3 tablespoons of oil left in the bottom of the pan for the next operation. So, at this point, take a look and adjust it. If you need a little bit more oil, put in a little bit of olive oil. If you think it's fine with what's in there, leave it. And if you think there's too much, obviously take some out. So, got a diced onion and a diced yellow pepper. And you just want to saute that in the oil in the bottom until it's kind of translucent and softened. There's no significance to the color of the pepper I'm using. Use whatever color you like. Orange is the one that I was able to get. Next in, 2 bay leaves. Got some cinnamon, turmeric, and cumin. Now you can grind the cumin if you want. I usually leave it whole. And we just want to bloom those spices in the bottom. And that doesn't take long at all. As soon as you start to really get that aroma, move on to the next thing, and that is some garlic. And move that around the bottom of the pan. Pretty much right away we move on to the next thing, and that is basmati rice. Now this is basmati rice that has been rinsed. Now you just want to stir that around in the bottom of the pan, get it coated with the spices and the oil. And you just want to cook it until it starts to get a little bit translucent around the edges. A little salt and pepper, just to taste. Now, in with some stock, and you can use whatever stock you want. Beef stock, of course, would be probably best. I have chicken stock. Vegetable stock would work, and of course water works just as well. And I'm putting in some dried fruit. So I've got currants, but you could put in dates if you wanted to, raisins, whatever dried fruit you like. as this comes up to a simmer, the meatballs go back in and all of the juices from the plate. Lid on and into the oven. Hey, Jules.
Hey, Glenn. Hey, friends. What, no one gets to win the bay leaf?
Apparently.
I heard that's lucky.
I've also heard that they get to do the dishes, so.
Oh, well, you got both of them. Congratulations. That's got to be a month's worth of dishes.
I feel like I do a month's worth of dishes every day. Okay, so it's basmati rice and meatballs.
Oh, that's for me. Okay,
That's
thank
for
you.
Now you can finish it with some pine nuts or slivered almonds.
I'm amazed we have pine nuts, actually.
You could put a little bit of parsley in there if you wanted to. So, okay. Yeah,
Rice is pretty good.
rice has got good flavor.
Meatballs taste like meatballs. I don't know what that means, but it's like, okay, yeah, and meatballs. Got it.
So you could ramp that Ras Al Hanout up a little bit. It's one of those things that you need to play with to figure out what you like and how much you want to put in. So it's pretty good. And it's the kind of thing where you can make the meatballs ahead of time, stick them in the freezer, and then on a weeknight pull them out, and within about an hour, dinner is finished. Because it only cooks in the oven for about 15 minutes. And then it sits for about 15 minutes on the countertop.
And I, of course, will put a plug in that says you can always add other vegetables.
Yes, you can play with this. You can do whatever you want. I didn't have celery today. Normally I would put celery in it, but couldn't get any celery at the grocery store. So take this and do what you want with it. I think it's really good. It's fast. It's easy. Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon.